There are people who hear God more clear in a dream. There are people who hear God more clearer in a vision. Then there are those who hear God more clearer audibly. Every one of us here, you have in you what we call your divine mechanism. And your divine mechanism determines how you are going to hear God. That's why when you read the Bible, you realize that it talks about dreamers of dreams in the book of Deuteronomy 13 verse 1. And the Bible talks about seers in the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 29 verse 29. And the same book we just quoted now talks about prophets. Why will God have prophets? Why will God have seers? And why will God have dreamers of dreams? Instead of just making everything one. It's because there are those who hear God by seeing. That's why Habakkuk declares, chapter 2, I shall see what the Lord will say. Since when do you see while is somebody speaking? It's because he sees to hear. Once you know your divine mechanism, you will not look for the voice of God where it is not for you. He says, I will see what the Lord will say. Then this should then tell you that we don't hear God the same way. There are people who look at symbols and hear what God is saying. There are people who will read. When I say symbols, I'm talking about prophetic symbols in that sense. This includes elements and ordinances. Okay, I'll give an example. The Bible then says, and the wise men, the magi, followed the star because they knew that a king had been born. Who told them that a king had been born? They had the ability to interpret the voice of God. Not by hearing the audible voice of God. They saw to hear. They knew once I see this, it means this. You see, when the Bible then says he opens the ears of men, this is not your physical ear. And he deposits something in there. The trick here is to know how God speaks to you. But now Genesis is very clear that he can speak audibly. He can speak in a dream. Because to Abraham first it was audibly, another time it was in a dream, and another time he sent a man. We see that one time it's angels, one time is God, one time is dreams. So this then should tell you that you should never cram God or conclude or conceptualize God and say God only speaks this way. Just because God speaks to you by reading the Bible, it does not mean God is going to speak to everyone by reading the Bible. It is wrong for anyone to stand in front of God's people and say God cannot speak this way. Who are you to tell God what he can do and what he cannot do? If he used a donkey to speak, you today you come and you say he can't do this, he can't do that, he can't do that. That is a sign of pride. Are you the one channeling God to speak? Are you the one telling him how he should speak? He said, if you do not praise me, I will raise the stones. Meaning stones, though they don't have mouths, they don't have eyes or feelings, God says, I can make something out of them. That's how powerful God is. A believer should always be ready to hear God at any time. So when it comes to hearing God, there are many ways. But guess what? When it comes to now dreams, that is the highest form of revelation. Nothing beats dreams. When all has been said and done, dreams will take the cup home, will take the trophy home. So you are to sharpen now your ability to dream and to hear God in dreams. How do I know that? Where is it in the Bible? Read for me the book of Numbers chapter 12 verse 6, please.
Thank you, Apostle. The book of Numbers chapter 12 verse 6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. Verse
You
7.
see now, he says, I will speak to him in a what? In a dream. And I will reveal myself, make myself known unto him in a what? In a vision. If there is a prophet among you, understand by revelation that dreams are one of the primary way that God uses to speak to his people.